On the island of Newfoundland, upon the southwest coast, lies the little town of Burgeo, to whom I'll sing this toast. There are so many highlands that lie just off her shore, and when the cold north wind blows, you can hear the billows roar. The people from the village make their living from the sea. They like their independence, it shows that they are free. Some fish in their small boats in the wind, the rain and sleet, while others make their living on the offshore trawler fleet. They've known their share of tragedies down through the years, and when the memories overcome, they show their grief with tears. For they have lost some loved ones to the furies of the seas, for heartaches and heartbreaks are locked in memories. This village, it's got beauty carved on its rugged shore. 7 miles of pure white sand, who could ask for more? The mountains and the valleys where the rivers run so fast, and the salmon rise to the sportsman's fly as he makes another cast. Now the people of this village love their native home, for anyone who goes away most surely will return. Just like that lifelong mystery, the answer you won't know. What makes this rugged village burn so deeply in your soul? What makes this rugged village burn so deeply in your soul?
Good evening, and welcome to This Week in Review. Tonight in our stories we have ACW Fall Sale, National Child's Day, brush cutting in on the Burgeo Road, Girl Guide's Christmas tree, property damage, Santa Claus parade, Town Council report. Please stay tuned for these stories after this.
When you wish for something wonderful to happen,
sometimes it can make you forget
about the needles and the pain,
and get through this thing.
Forget about being stuck inside.
Laugh with my family?
Go somewhere really amazing and get through this thing.
The Children's Wish Foundation of Canada. Imagine the difference a wish can make.
On Saturday, November the 17th, the ACW held their annual fall sale. There was a variety of baked goods, craft items, and $1 jigs. And tickets were sold on various items. The winners were: the door prize was won by Sherilyn Morrison. A half gown was won by Myrtle Rose. A Santa Claus was won by Barb Blake. Christmas cushions was won by Han Bellard. The wall hanging was won by Teresa Bellard. The ACW would like to thank all those who came out and supported this sale. It was greatly appreciated. Tuesday was National Child's Day. The Family Resource Center, CYN, CIS, and Burgeo Library celebrated this day by offering children ages birth to 18 years some fun activities. The theme for this year was, I have a right to be active. Activities began with a walk around the school block. After they were back in school, they were split up into 3 groups. One group was read to by Constable Monkman in the library.
First the tights, they snatch at the toes and pull way up as far as the nose. The shirt sleeves are twisted, the buttons won't go, but don't give up, just think of that snow. The thick red sweater all itchy inside, the arms are too long, the shoulders too wide. That suspender just snapped and came unclipped, and the zipper is stuck and will never get zipped. The socks are sliding down inch by inch, and now the shoes are beginning to pinch. But don't stop now, look inside. Think how fast the sled will glide. Pull and push, don't be slow. The sledders are set and ready to go. Bang and bump and slither and flop. Unzip, unclip, unsnap, pop. Hold tight, steer right. Splash. Watch out, don't look. He's going to hit the snowman. Smash. Get into the snowman.
Another group was in the preschool room where they had puppet shows and other stories.
Her legs were getting tired, so what do you think she did? She needed to sit down, didn't she? And guess how many chairs she saw? 3. First she saw Papa Bear's chair, but it was too big, wasn't it? She was falling down through the cracks. It was too big. But then she tried, whose chair did she try? Mama Bear's chair, but it was too big. It was too soft, wasn't it? And it could have been still too big, that's right. It was too soft. Then she tried, whose chair did she try? Baby Bear's chair, and it was just right. But you know what? The leg cracked off and she tumbled over onto the floor. Then she decided to go upstairs and lie down because she was very tired. She saw, how many beds did she see? 3. 3 beds.
and the next group was in the gym doing activities. A lunch was served after, and names were drawn for prizes. There were approximately 40 children registered for this event. On Thursday, I contacted R.V. Gallon Sons about the brush cutting in on Route 480. They were contracted to do 70 hectares, which they have now completed. They are not sure if they're going to continue on or not. Next week, they should have more information. The free wood cutting in that area is now finished. The Burgeo Girl Guiding Movement are selling tickets on a pre-lit Christmas tree with a tree top and ornaments. Proceeds will benefit the girls camping and other activities. The draw date is December 4th and will take place at the Burgeo Lions Center. Tickets are $1 each or 3 for $2. These tickets can be purchased from any member of the guiding movement, and the tree can be viewed at the local bank. The Burgeo RCMP are looking for information on property damage that occurred at the Burgeo Arena and the water treatment plant located in Aaron's Arm. Sometime between Tuesday night and Thursday morning, when it was discovered, persons caused damage to both buildings by striking them with paintballs fired from a paintball gun. The arena was struck 3 times, and the treatment plant was struck a minimum of 15 times. Anyone with information are asked to please contact the RCMP at 886-2241 or Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-8477. The Burgeo Lions annual Santa Claus Parade will be held on Sunday, December the 2nd, weather permitting. If you have an idea for the float, please consider entering it into the parade. All costumes and AVTs are welcome, but AVT drivers must wear a helmet. Letters to Santa can be passed along to any Lions member that will be along the road or to Santa himself at the community center. For more information about the parade, contact Roger Hand at 886-2218 or Jim Marsden at 886-2449. Try your luck and play TV Bingo, sponsored by the Minor Hockey League. Cards are 6 for $5 and can be bought from any member of the Minor Hockey or in most stores around town. Mayor George Reed came by the studio and gave his town council report.
Good evening, everyone. We had a council meeting on Wednesday, and I'll report basically what went on during the council meeting. The water treatment plant. The past week, there were two individuals out here from, one of them was the engineer, was the town's engineer, and the other person was a guy from the ozonation company that does the water treatment plant. I think the same guys who did it in Gander. They were out looking at what we got up there and make sure that all the inventory that they went over when they looked at it about 6 months ago. Of course, that they hadn't made any mistakes in that, and they're getting ready to put the specs together for the new contract. They tell us that the engineering work should be done and presented to government around January, and that they probably will be tenders will probably be called for February, and hopefully by the end of February, work will commence on the water treatment plant. At the same time, they were in here that they were also investigating where they were going to put the water tower, and they thought probably a good location would be on the right-hand side of the Burgeo Road going out of town, and you take the Cemetery Road. There's a high hill there, just between the Cemetery Road and Burgeo Road. There's a little pond and underneath it. In other words, up over the hydro station there. That's where they thought would be a good location for the water tower. Now you might ask what's going on with the whole water treatment plant fire that we had, and the problem that we've been having with it, and it's in the hands of lawyers, and that you might want to know what stage that is. Well, it's still with the lawyers, and they are still working on it, and they tell me in December they're going to have what's called a discovery meeting, where all of the parties that were involved in the water treatment plant will meet in Corner Brook with their lawyers, and that's where it will be decided, of course, whether or not they'll be going to court, and what the charges are going to be against each of the participants in that last contract. So that's moving ahead, slowly but moving ahead. The National Marine Conservation area that we've been talking about for the past, I guess for the past 5 years now. That thing they tell me now is at the government level, and how long it's going to stay there before we hear anything from it, your guess would be as good as mine. They haven't told us, and therefore I can't tell you. You already know that the tender for the ferry terminal building out there has been called and let. Bluebird Construction from Grand Falls was a successful bidder, and they will be starting work on Monday, in my understanding, and they hope to have it finished within 2 to 3 months. Pretty soon you'll be using a new entrance to the fire hall. It will be completed, I think this coming week. So when you have a business to go in there, please use the new entrance, because the whole one, of course, will be locked up. You might be wondering about the boil order on water. Of course, they've been ongoing since 20-something, 27th or 29th of August, and according to the town manager, we should know this week, probably as early as Monday, whether or not we're going to have to stay on it. The council has hired one student, Michael Billard. He's hired for 26 weeks to help with some of the work council, some miscellaneous work that council is doing, and Michael is involved in the linkage program, so the council agreed to accept him and to give him a chance to do what he has to do there in order to qualify for where he's going to be going after 26 weeks. Council has also ordered some crosswalk signs, and they will be installed soon, probably within a week. make sure you observe them, please. They're going to be in the area, I think, around where the pharmacy is too, in that area, to kind of highlight it for vehicles, motor vehicles coming there for the kids going to school. Of course, we continue to get complaints about dogs roaming. Now, there are not many dogs roaming, but seems like whenever one does roam, somebody phones council about it, and of course the council law is very clear on it, that you have to have your dog under control or tied on at all times. So please try to make sure that your dog, once you put him out, that you got him under control. If not tied on, that you do have him under control. Mr. Stan Kosser, of course, the former town clerk, retired at the end of October this year. Now, Stan worked for council just a little over 25 years. Gave all these years dedicated service to the town. We wish him well in his retirement and thank him for the job that he did over these years. Of course, having Stan having retired, we find that there is still lots of work to be done in the town office. And council has decided during their last meeting, during the meeting there on Wednesday, that we're going to hire a part-time employee to work with council. Duties, of course, will be determined by the town manager, and it'll be like a part-time job that probably would extend over the whole year, would extend for about 26 weeks, which would be probably around 900 hours for the year. So we're going to there will be an advertisement put up in the next week or so. It'll be on Channel 10 with the qualifications and what the duties are expected for that job. Hopefully, and I think that the time at which work will commence, and I think we're looking at probably the first of the new year. But you'll read more about that on Channel 10. To help us at council office, to help the town manager, and of course where we don't have the second person now in council office, we would really encourage you to pay what money you have to pay to the town. We would encourage you to pay that through the bank, or pay it the same way that you pay your telephone and your hydro. Of course, there's no place in town where you pay your telephone and your hydro, and no specific building belonging to hydro or a line. So I would assume that most people are paying it through the post office or through the bank or through their internet or through probably phone banking. The council would really appreciate, would really be happy if more of you would pay your town bills that way. In other words, if you're doing it through the bank, then when you're doing your phone bill and your hydro bill, then you'd pay your town bill at the same time. It would, of course, relieve a fair bit of pressure off the town manager, like through the day. That's all I'm saying. And time, of course, that he wouldn't be, writing receipts and so on, that he would have to do other things. So if it's not inconvenient for you people, then we would appreciate that you would pay, your town fees that way too. So far this year, we've issued 175 building permits, and of course that's for building new things or repairing. You have to have a permit for either. And of course it might be a good time to remind you that anytime you have to do any repairs or you have to build anything, you have to come to council to get a permit, because the town manager's pretty sharp. He's driving around all the time, and I think he sees everything that's going on. So don't be surprised if you forget your permit. You'll probably get a bill in the mail. The museum is going to put a float into Santa Claus Parade this year, and I hope that as many business and organizations as possible who can, who's got the time and the people to do it, to put in a float, because as I'm sure every year that the kids enjoy it, and the more floats that you have, the better it is. The past week, the deputy mayor and I, we attended the municipal conference in St. John's. It was, can't say we learned a whole lot, except that it's a good opportunity to meet other people, to do some what they call interneting now, I guess they call it, or going around talking to other mayors and that, and finding out what's going on in other parts of the province. And we did meet with the Minister of Municipal Affairs, and we also met with the engineer who's going to do the water system. So all in all, it was a worthwhile conference. Both Deputy Mayor McDonald and I thought it was worth going in and attending. Good night, and I hope you have a nice week.
Councillor June Escott asked me to play this for you concerning garbage on the ferry
I just
wharf.
thought I'd just have a look around and just see how much garbage is actually really here. This is the kind of plastic that I'm talking about, this stuff here. It's like giant saran wrap, and it actually is wrapped around pallets that the business people send on the ferries, I guess, up and down the coast. And, when you come out and I guess when people are sitting around waiting for a ferry, that's just litter. They're actually walking around and they are littering. A local resident and myself were out here cleaning up in September, and we actually got 7 garbage bags full coming out of these coves and all over the place. Now, some of that is blowing in from the ocean, but there is quite a bit of it that is strewn about out here on the government wharf. So as you can see, the ground is littered with cigarette butts where people actually dump their ashtrays out of their cars. I'm not sure why people can't just put their garbage in a garbage bag and actually take it home. I left this here when I was here in September. I wanted to take some pictures of it to send to the environmental protection officer, who's going to come out and actually take a look at some of this stuff. That's what I'm told by municipal affairs anyway. With all due respect to the residents and the people who travel on the ferry system, granted, they've been frustrated because they've been out here waiting for the ferry, and there's no bathrooms, there's no waiting room to get warm if it's cold or raining. And, I guess there are people who have been putting up with this for a very, very long time, and they're just sick of it. So just showing you, it's just, We have this incredible scenery surrounding us. We have people who are starting to visit us on the southwest coast. Visitors, of course, people have been always coming here, but I mean more and more all the time. And this is what these people are seeing, you know, when they are coming out to take the ferry. I think the people, somebody's got to take responsibility, and so I think, well, why can't we set an example? Why can't the town put some garbage cans out here? Why can't the province actually put up some friendly signage that encourages people to keep Burgeo beautiful? And like there's rope down there. I'm not sure if you can see it because of the light, but there is a pile of old ropes down there. It's been there for quite some time because I don't know how to get it out of there. This is a frustrating area of concern for me within the community. You know, around here, this is again where people park, and this is cigarette butts. So people, whoever's smoking out here, I mean, just look at this. This is filthy. You know, butt out. I mean, my goodness, you have an ashtray in your car. The place to clean it out is in your own property, in your own home. I mean, I just can't believe that human beings actually disregard, you know, where we live so much, disrespect the earth so much that they would want to, you know, just make this place look bad instead of as beautiful as it is. And so anyway, just every now and then, out of concern and out of love for my community, I do actually come out here. And of course, this is the old government wharf building where we all used to come out as kids and be so excited to meet the boat. This is an area in here, this space in here often has broken beer bottles and all kinds of other litter. So that was cleaned up 2 months ago as well, or almost 2 months ago. There's another area out here that is, I feel, is a real problem. And for me, this plastic that is, the plastic that is here, that of course, obviously, if I don't pick this up, this will soon be in the ocean and could harm things that are in the ocean. It also looks unsightly and it's dangerous to the environment. It's giant saran wrap. I don't know whoever came up with it. Of course, plastics is a big problem. I'm just walking over to the other end of the wharf because oftentimes I have seen the plastic and the wrapping and all kinds of other things out here. And of course it is here today as well. It's left loose. There's no way that that can just stay where it is. It will blow away in the wind. You know, this is the responsibility of the business people who are unwrapping the pallets. Again, this kind of materials, this kind of loose materials is dangerous and should not be left lying around. I'm not exactly sure where to go from here with this problem because Municipal Affairs says, well, we'll just wait and see what happens next year when we have the new ferry terminal. And I think that there's something more immediate that we can do to fix this problem. So I'm asking the residents of Burgeo, what do you suggest? Should we have friendly signage? Should we have garbage cans in more places so that people can at least use them? Should we be trying to enforce our litter laws and charging people when they're known to be littering? Or should we just let everybody just throw away and throw down and discard whatever they want with no thought about it and just let ourselves become buried in garbage? Is that what we want for our community? I'm interested to know. Please give me a call. Councillor June Hiscock, 886-2069, or email june@nfld.com. Thank you very much and have a great day. Think green, please.
This concludes our programming for tonight. Thank you for watching. Good night.